Welcome to episode 419 of In Touch with iOS, the podcast that keeps you connected to the ever-changing Apple ecosystem. I am your host, Dave Ginsburg. Each week, we break down the latest news, updates, tips, and hidden features across iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Vision Pro, and Apple TV with all the insights from friends, experts, and the Apple community. Because here we read the release notes so you don't have to. So we got our great panel this week, and I am so happy that Ben Roethig is back. It's been quite a long time, Ben. We're so glad you made it back here, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yes.
Coming in for a little bit of breaking news.
Yes.
Was supposed to return to the podcast in a week, but the biggest news in over a decade happens.
Yeah.
I can't sit this one out.
All right, good. I'm so glad you're here, and then we welcome you back with open arms. It's been too long, but thanks for being here. And our usual suspects are here. Jill McKinley is here. How you doing, Jill?
I'm doing fine. What was there news? I missed it. I just didn't hear a thing.
I don't know. And also Marty Jencius, thanks for being here as well. How you doing, Marty?
Oh, it's great. Great to be here.
Yes.
And, like I always say every week, this is the end of my work week. So it's always a pleasure. But unfortunately, I'm doing an all-day program faculty meeting tomorrow.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
I know.
Well, you'll be here tonight to have some fun. Eric Bolden is here. I don't see a bird behind you, but I do see you in a car. How you doing, Eric?
He's moving.
Doing great. Today's hauling a future bird enclosure.
The peacock pen?
A peacock pen.
All right.
Yes.
Got to keep those peacocks in order.
Keep them contained.
And last but certainly not least, Guy Serle. Thank you always for being here. How you doing, Guy?
Hey, good to be here. My wife has left me for Boise, Idaho for about a week to 10 days, and I'm all on my own, which should frighten everybody.
It does.
But yeah, I'm doing fine.
It does frighten me. So we might have a little bit of news to talk about, breaking news that is, and we'll cover all the usual stuff, In Touch with Vision Pro, what's going on in beta, In Touch with Mac, and lots of other topics. But breaking news this week, Apple made this announcement. Well, Tim Cook did anyway. He is to step down, become executive chairman, and John Ternus is going to be transitioning over to CEO. This was the big announcement this week. They announced this about 2 days ago, on April 20th. They announced him to become the executive vice president of Apple's board of directors, and John Ternus is going to be the senior vice president, who was senior vice president of hardware engineering, is now going to become Apple's next chief executive officer, effective on September 1st. The transition was approved unanimously by the board of directors, following a thoughtful, long-term succession planning process. Now, Cook will continue the role on CEO until the summer, while he works closely with Ternus for a smooth transition. And as executive chairman, Chuck Cook will assist with certain aspects of the company, including engaging policymakers around the world. Tim went on to say that it's been the greatest privilege of my life to be the CEO of Apple and have been trusted to lead such an extraordinary company. I love Apple with all my being, and I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to work with a team of such ingenious, innovative, creative, and deeply caring people that have been unwavering in the dedication to enrich their lives or customers that had mind of an engineer, the soul of innovation, and contributions to over 25 years, too numerous to count, is without question the right person to lead the job to the future. So this is pretty amazing. John Ternus started when he was 25 years old. He's been with the company 25 years. So that you do the math. He's at now 50 years old. Probably one of the younger CEOs that I think Apple's had in quite a long time. I don't remember offhand of all they've had 8 total CEOs, I believe. And I think he's got to be one of the youngest that took on the job.
Well,
so go ahead.
I was going to say, I almost said Jobs was probably the youngest, but he was never CEO.
Until later.
Oh.
Yeah, he was I think he was over 50 when he became it.
His first go around.
Yeah, that's true. So, but
Yeah, there's 2 days in April where I doubt news, and that's April 1st,
yeah,
April Fool's Day,
of course.
and the other one is 420, which is alternate reality day for a lot of. So, it's now
Or
the news has
same
gone on
reality
for
day.
like 3 days.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm accepting that this is real.
Yep. So, what was everybody's initial thoughts when this was announced? I wasn't surprised, but I was kind of,
Yeah.
I'm sad a little bit. Tim's done some great things for Apple, but I think John's going to do an even better job, and I think, and he's got some great fresh ideas. He's been with the company. He knows what to expect. He was leading hardware for a long time. So I'm just going to go around the panel here. What do you think? And Ben, I'll start off with you since you're back here early. This is why you came here. What for just a week anyway? What is your thoughts? If you're there, think you lost Ben.
So sorry, I lost audio for a second there.
Oh, so I was going to say I'm going to start with you since you were excited to come here this week. So give us your thoughts.
Look, this has been rumored for months. It's something that everybody's expecting, yet you cannot not feel the gravity of it. It is just historic. It's Apple is going back to a product facing CEO. We have Tim Cook, who is pretty much going to be the ringleader there still. I would not be surprised if Saba Khan and Kevin Parak worked very closely with Tim Cook.
Mm-hmm.
This puts the new CEO in the best place to succeed.
Okay. Marty, what were your initial thoughts on this?
I was surprised, not surprised. It just seemed like natural announcement, and it was done well. It was done with a great deal of style. And, the guy that's stepping in his place, I thought, well, why not Federini or why not? But I'm perfectly happy with the new person in charge, Ternus. I'm just waiting for the Chicken Littles to come out. Oh, we lost him, or there's a transition. The sky is going to fall. The sky is going to fall. And then follow that with this guy in that position. If he makes any move that's questionable, there's going to be a target on his back, not by Apple, but by people who like to talk about Apple.
Yeah.
Consumers and folks who want a armchair quarterback, such a successful company. So I'm pleased. I think it's a natural transition. I think he's a great guy. I think Apple is going to have some great products coming out, but I'm not concerned. But the biggest thing I'm concerned about is all the noise that will eventually happen from media trying to look for every stumble or predict every fail.
Yep. Guy, yeah, you had some thoughts? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, as far as what Marty was saying, that's like the status quo for so many people that talk about Apple. That I have to say I was surprised. I was thinking that originally it was going to be like near the end of WWDC at most, maybe like at the keynote as they were signing off. One more thing, and I'm retiring.
Yep.
That kind of. But it is a new era that's coming in. Apple is in, I was going to say, the best financial shape of its long life, but there really hasn't been another company, to my knowledge, that has had this kind of success in such a relative short amount of time. That I think the biggest thing that Ternus will be having to look out for is not rocking the boat. Don't screw with success. Apple has new products coming out, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But there's a lot of change coming, and it's going to come, I'm guessing, within a year after Ternus takes over. So we'll see.
Yeah. Eric,
and how many people from Apple will actually stay? I mean, there'll be a lot of people with hurt feelings, and who knows where they'll end up on the executive chart. And if they don't like where they are, they may just turn around and go. That happens every transition like this.
Yep. Eric, what's your thoughts?
Tim Cook is awesome at logistics, and transitioning from one CEO to another is just another form of logistics. I think he's pretty much hit it out of the park. He's announcing the new CEO at a time where Apple's got a phenomenal good new product with Neo and a bunch of additional products coming out well before WWDC. So it's just going to be good news followed by good news followed by good news afterwards. And the fact that he's not gone, he's just moving to a different part of the company to kind of reinforce the skills that Tim Cook is good with, and allowing him to keep participating, I think just is going to smooth over this transition really well. It is a much easier, I mean, it's still going to be difficult, but it's a much easier transition. It's such a rapidly transition. So it's well planned out, well thought out, and the timing is excellent.
Yep. No, there's no question about that. And then there was Tim also wrote a really nice piece on the newsroom site on apple.com on his community letter to everybody. Just going through and just talking about the past 15 years. He's started every morning the same way, opening my email and reading my notes, and I received the day before from Apple users all over the world. And he just goes on to say, just you've shared so much to my life, and he just a lot of great, nice things he said, as well as it's not goodbye. In this moment of transition, he'll have the opportunity to say thank you, not on behalf of the company at this time, but that there is a wellspring of gratitude for a rural place in a different time, and that there's magical moments. It's got to be the CEOs of the greatest company in the world. So he said some really, really nice things. I thought it was a nice, heartfelt message for everybody. That everybody had a chance to read that, and any comments on that?
Well, I was going to say about the whole thing is that I don't know all the people in Apple. Yeah. I didn't like the big hair guy. I mean, he's fine.
Craig,
I just thought it was kind of not him.
Yeah, Air Force One. Right.
Yeah. But I think what was nice about this is that AI is going to change everything about every kind of computer out there. Mm-hmm. And so it's good to have someone who can now start this off and then be there for the next decade and keep it going. I love Tim Cook. I believe he's why I got into Apple. And it seems to me like the new fellow is very much in the same kind of vein, stable.
Right.
Doesn't talk about himself, talks about the company. And that letter from Tim Cook, I'm glad he's still going to be around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Agree. Anybody else have any thoughts on his community letter? Okay. All right. Then one other thing to mention is the fact that Tim is healthy, that there wasn't any reason why he did that. And he's going to plan on remaining at Apple a long time, he said. So it's definitely going to be, that's his plan. And he just gets to do less things in the public eye with CEO, because that's what you gotta have to do. And that's a good thing to know. I mean, he publicly said this, so it's not like it's a rumor or anything. So it's definitely a great thing so glad to hear. And I like this message from Witherbucket. He says, I think negative news articles of stories like this are more general clickbait, targeting Apple specifically. Yeah, I would agree with you with that, Witherbucket. Thank you. Let's hit on the other thing that's going to happen is Johnny Cerudu. I think that's how you say it. Saruji is going to. It was named Apple's chief hardware officer. It's effective immediately, so he's taken the role already because there's John's going to be doing the transition timing with him. So, and he and now he's going to be overseeing this whole thing, and he's got. And they say in the press release that he's one of the most talented people that I've ever known the privilege to work with. That's what Tim Cook said. He had a singular role in driving Apple's silicon strategy, and his influence has been felt deeply, not just inside of the company, but across the industry. He's always led the organization with remarkable finesse and judgment, and time and again, his team has delivered breakthrough innovations that have transformed our products into what we are incredibly fortunate to have him as the chief financial officer. So, good things. I think that's a great another great piece of that puzzle. It's got some great people that are in the leadership roles, and that this transaction should be okay. Any comments on that at all?
Yeah, Johnny Saruji has been a miracle worker. I mean, Apple Silicon has almost single-handedly made Apple the company it is right now.
Yeah.
There isn't a single piece of hardware or software that we could have without Apple Silicon. And the fact that, he wanted a bigger role, I'm glad Apple went like, okay, we will figure this out. We will get you that bigger title.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Johnny Saruji and John Ternus as a team we ain't seen nothing yet.
Yep. I would agree with that. Anybody else have any comments about this?
There was a lot of complaints I saw from people who were like, what, in the age of software, in the age of AI, we have all these hardware people taking power, and, the hardware is really rising at Apple. And I'm like, well, you know what AI needs? Really great hardware.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
it all works together.
You know what every GPU and CPU core on Apple Silicon chips currently have? AI accelerators.
Right.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, my reaction was really positive because first you had Tim, changing his role and Ternus coming in, but almost immediately following that they put out a release. So there's no speculation about what's going to happen with Ternus's role that they've got, and they've got a good guy in that place, a guy who has a really good resume in terms of how he's contributed to Apple.
Definitely. All right. Well, I think we've covered this well. Tim Cook is going to be stepping down again September 1st. John Ternus is going to be taking over as CEO, and we got a lot of much positive history ahead with all of it that's going on with that completely. So it's going to be something just to have fun to look forward to, I tell you. So. All right, so let's go on and move on to some of the topics this week. Let's get a little in touch with Vision Pro this week. Vision OS beta, it was released. It's beta 5, the release notes. And there wasn't much to talk about, as always. Vision OS has been pretty stagnant to this fixes and working with mostly developer issues. Marty, did you see anything? I didn't see anything.
No, just they're really trying to shore up the subscription purchasing process through the Vision Pro. So all of the background work under the hood that's what the last 2 or 3 betas have been focused on. That no user side changes as far as you can see. I think people threw a fit that Apple Intelligence wasn't done on a lot of platforms at this point. It'll come when it's time to come.
Yep. And Eric, I saw you shake your head. Nothing you found, right?
No. Although I have to say, the fact they're putting in so much effort to subscriptions kind of makes me wonder, because you would need all of that working if they finally get around to doing streaming immersive video, because you would want to be able to do subscriptions there. So it might be kind of in prep for everything else, but the Vision Pro in particular, I think, could be helped a lot by some subscriptions to help people putting out better video going forward.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about the Vision Pro and immersive video. I love immersive video, and then they came out with two of them. I had not seen this one with Switzerland, which which I don't have on here on the screen, but it was pretty amazing. I've never been to Switzerland before, and I really felt there. It was really great. New York City was the other one that was here, and this was the fourth episode. Third episode was the Switzerland. Another immersive traveling series is called Elevated, and it's taking Vision Pro users on an aerial tour of New York City. It's a 9-minute video installment, and so you can now watch it through the Apple TV app. It goes above the towering skyscrapers, and it goes down to its iconic streets. Viewers are taken to the neon lights of Times Square, as well as voiceovers from New Yorkers and the soundtrack of the songs of celebrating the city. It was a nice little video. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. Eric, did you catch both of those?
I didn't get the Switzerland one. I really enjoyed the New York one.
Yeah.
There were some clips in there that we'd seen before with baseball. So it's kind of nice to see that they could kind of combine and pull in
the Yankees,
clips. Yeah, that was a nice touch. Yeah, it was really good to see. A little disturbing because it was a little high for me.
Yeah, it was.
But it was nice, and there was no point where it made me feel sick.
Oh, that's good.
So.
Yeah. Did you feel like saying Alp?
Did you catch those, Marty, at all?
Yeah, what I appreciated most was the cultural aspects of that kind of really brought New York to life. I don't like Eric. I don't like flying around high, particularly around skyscrapers in New York. Not a good history with that.
Yeah,
but the idea that they were able to get the cultural pieces in and the communities in, I thought was great.
Yeah, it was. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at beta. Well, before we talk about beta, Apple did release a new version of iOS 26. It's now at 26.4.2. This was some bug fixes and addresses some pretty serious security flaws in here. It didn't say in this article, but there was mention of the fact that there was a flaw about the FBI being able to extract digital a privacy flaw highlighted by an FBI case. So that was a little crazy, and basically what it was is it was the Signal app. It was being even though the app was deleted, there was possible because copies of messages were saved on the iPhone's notification database. Signal's specifically designed for private communication, offering disappearing messages, making iOS's retention of notifications content particularly problematic. So, but they did not acknowledge this. So that's kind of interesting to see where that goes. So, anybody see this or any comments on this at all?
Glad they fixed it. I'm glad they take it seriously, because we just heard of 500,000 biofiles leaked out because someone didn't take security seriously and didn't fix something. And so I'm glad that Apple does it.
Yep. What was that from?
It was UK's Biospecimen Lab.
Okay. Yeah. No problem there.
They also had to release another update to iOS 18.7.8 to fix this exact same problem. So it wasn't just 26.4. It was still those folks holdouts that are still on iOS 18. So, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have a device that can't get updated to 26,
Hmm.
just update your phone, please.
Yeah, please.
Yep. Yes,
What
please.
guy said?
Yeah, I did say
He did say
or I'll find you.
it.
I will find you.
He'll get your signal chat, and then you'll be sorry.
Now going
Yeah.
to beta, iOS 26.5 beta 3 was released this past week. There really has been no Gemini powered AI features. The iOS 26 update that included a few changes, especially the maps and the ads that we're going to be seeing soon, and maps, which is kind of a bummer. But beyond that, there hasn't been too much that was there. Marty, did you see anything in the beta on yours?
No, nothing worth mentioning. Yeah.
Ben, how about you? You're
Yeah,
still,
the only data I run. I'm sorry, Marty. Go ahead.
that was Ben. Ben, did you see anything?
Yeah,
I know you're still on beta, right?
Yeah, the only thing I've really seen is they're still kind of ramping up end-to-end encryption with RCS messages for communication with our Android brethren. But with most of the Apple Intelligence features presumably coming in iOS 27, 26.5 is going to be a pretty chill release.
Yeah, probably. I can't imagine it's going to be much else as far as that goes. Anybody else that was having issues? Or
Well, the only device that I run betas on is my iPad, and
Okay.
I have not noticed any real difference in how it's been running since beta 3 came out.
I don't think there's been much.
No.
So, and you have WatchOS 26.5 beta 3 as well as tvOS 26.5 beta 3. Nothing there that's been released. So, yeah, but Mac OS, let's go into In Touch with Mac. You can now get beta 3 of Mac OS 26.5. Very quiet, not much to report on it. So we're really going to can't really say much about that update. Ben, were you running it? Did you come across anything on the Mac?
I don't remember the last time I've ever seen anything actually change on the Mac.
Yeah. So.
Well, not since 26 came out.
Yeah. So it's and it's not been overly exciting here. So. Found this interesting. There was a really weird bug on Mac OS here. Unless you reboot every once in a while, your Mac is going to be kicked off every 49 days. This was a new bug that was discovered. All Mac networking breaks all Mac networking every 49 days, 17 hours, 2 minutes, and 47 seconds. It's a simple get around bug, though. The bug was detailed in a blog post by Photon, a service that contracts AI agents to iMessage, and Photon explains that it discovered this issue on a fleet of their own Mac servers and confirmed that the discovery was by running additional things on. So the countdown is on with this, but anybody who leaves their Mac on for 49 days is a little crazy, in my opinion. Any thoughts?
Yeah. Well, as long as Marty and I don't have to go 49 days between beta updates, we're fine.
Exactly. You're updating betas. You won't be. It won't be 49 days. My work enforces a 10-day reboot policy, so I don't think I have any problems there. So, and I think that's pretty standard at most enterprise. And so, any other comments?
I'm one of those nutty people who turns their computer off when they're not going to use it for 8 hours.
Okay. Well,
the only time it stays on overnight is when I'm trying to run some video or trying to upload some stuff to YouTube. I know people are having problems with this, but I don't know why not just turn it off. And there are arguments on both ends. They'll say you don't need to, so why do it? It's going to put more wear and tear on your. It uses more electricity when you turn it on and turn it off than if you don't. Just turn it off.
Yeah, I turn my Windows machine off every night when I leave work, but my Mac, I have been convinced by the whole Mac stock community to stop doing that. So I stopped.
I leave it on, but then when I'm ready, when it just seems weird and not as smooth as I think it is, I just do a reboot. So
yeah, I used to do a reboot before recording both my Mac podcast and G-Men podcast, just to kind of clear out the cruft before we would start recording.
Yeah.
Which was a problem in the Intel days. But to be honest, since I've started using Silicon Macs, that hasn't really been an issue.
Yep. Anybody else? Okay. Let's go on. And Apple released a new version of GarageBand. I was shocked. The GarageBand update came out, and what's new? Well, you see this on the picture as I'm showing here on the video here. Their icon's finally is full screen. It's not that gray background with a small little icon on it anymore. They finally updated it. It only took like forever since Tahoe came out. But beyond that, just bug fixes. And there's what the old one looked like. It's got just a guitar by itself, but then the one on the right here is the full screen of it. And it does have some accessibility updates and some loops. That the loop browser has a previously corrected key signature of the song, some sharing in general. Overall, saved GarageBand songs have been reduced, which is good. But Creative Studio, Logic Pro is its focus. So it's still around. I probably need to transition off of it sooner or later. I've been using it for this podcast for many years.
But GarageBand?
GarageBand, yes.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I know. It's been working for me, and my sound has been great. And,
yeah.
But if I'm going to keep the Creative Studio, which I made me just stay subscribed to it, I should look into Logic Pro. It's a lot more advanced, that's for sure. I've played with it in the past. And
play around with Hindenburg. Try Hindenburg.
Yeah, that thing's too big.
The one problem that a lot of DAWs have is you can only select one device as an input into it. Yep. And GarageBand has that problem. A lot of DAWs have that problem. With Hindenburg, it looks at your entire audio chain for inputs, and you can use anything you want on each track, which is freaking amazing. I love Hindenburg.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about
now they
DaVinci?
cost.
Sorry?
Yeah.
DaVinci.
What did you say, Jill?
Oh, I was going to say, but now it has a subscription cost to it, which is why I moved out of it. But it is very good. It is a very good piece of software. You said, Marty, you used DaVinci?
Yeah, I mean, I was curious if anybody has a take on DaVinci.
DaVinci for audio editing?
Audio?
Well, I do video and then take audio out from the video.
Okay.
I was on DaVinci for a long, long time, but it seemed like that they were investing all their things into new AI, and the software was breaking for me. So I went to Final Cut Pro and do the same thing you do.
Well, because I use Hindenburg, obviously, for audio. For video, I've been using CapCut because the three things that I really like, or that I need keyframes, I need volume control, and I need opacity control. And that's it. I don't need the fades and the color correction and all the rest of that for a podcast, because it's that adds so much more work that most people aren't going to appreciate. So unless I'm green with purple stripes, I don't edit the audio itself or the video itself with filters and all the rest of that. And CapCut is a very good editor.
Well, I don't know. The Witherbucket says I wouldn't name anything new to Hindenburg. Something down in flames.
Oh, trust me, that came to
mind. Use
it
in Lakehurst, New Jersey. That's the important part. Right?
Oh, humanity.
Yeah,
that's right. There's your comment, Jill. So let's go ahead and move on to the topics this week. Well, there's been some updates to CarPlay, and it got even better. There's 3 new exciting features that have come out, and here they are. We got the sports widgets, which is now you've got the widgets that shows the scores. That's really good, and it does allow for that is updated with from a great addition to CarPlay users. So now your widgets are supported, so you can watch your scores as you're driving. It won't you won't have to worry about it distracting you. But there's also Perplexity's got an AI chatbot. ChatGPT was the first one to do it. And I've tried ChatGPT, and I have to say it's pretty amazing. I mean, you do have to initiate the tap of the audio part of it in order to be able to ask it something. But it hears you well, and it gets you any of the information you want, and it's probably going to do a lot better at doing that than it does with using Google or trying to search or asking S-Lady. Because we know how bad S-Lady is, so so I think that's good.
Well, do either one of those have location awareness?
That's the only bad thing about
No.
ChatGPT. It does not. Yeah, so that's where the one thing that's going to get you. If you want location awareness, it's if you ask where am I, it won't know. It'll like kind of triangulate, but it won't know exactly. Yeah, so
I tried it for car bird watching. I'd say, hey, I just saw a blue jay, I just saw a crane, I just saw 3 eagles, and then I would try have it keep track. And it worked great, but yes, it didn't know where I was. And so you have to say, I'm on this road in this town, but it's great.
yeah. So you can you actually can set up, and then with the sports app, you can set it up with the widgets. And it does a very good job with this. And also, WhatsApp has had an overall. I'm not a fan of WhatsApp, so I don't use it. So it definitely was it was interesting. So, Paul McCartney, he shared a behind the scenes video of the Apple Park concert. On March 31st, Paul McCartney performed a full set at Apple Park to celebrate Apple's 50th anniversary. And now the legendary artist has shared a behind the scenes look at the event and his visit to the campus. You can watch it. And on the eve of Apple's anniversary, they did perform a rainbow at the Rainbow Stage on Apple Park in front of thousands of Apple employees. Although the video showing the snippets of the concert have been circulating around on YouTube the day of the event, Apple has yet to release any official footage and probably won't, reinforce the idea that the performance was intended primarily as internal celebration for its employees. That said, Paul McCartney wanted to share it because I bet he was very proud of what he did and how he was able to do it. So that was kind of cool, I think. Don't you guys think?
Do you think they'll release it as like another immersive video? I'm sure that they would. There's lots of shots of it, I'm sure.
You wonder. But again, by that statement of it was intended for employees only, I don't think they probably will. Yep.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So, and then also, there is a new open AI launcher, and Jill and I were talking about this earlier. That's got the image creation. I know, and Marty as well. You've tried this out, and it is pretty cool. That it allows you to be able to create these images and very easily. And I'm pretty impressed with what it can do. I haven't done a lot of stuff with it, but and it definitely interesting to see what it's going to do. I did skip there in our news, but that's okay. I'm trying to look for it. And I said, wait, it's not.
But your show, why not?
Well, hey, my rules. But yeah, so here it is. So it definitely was a cool thing. And I know, Marty, you've been playing around with it. What's been your experience with the images? I have not had a chance to play with it too much.
I have, I recently had to put together, generate some images, and I asked Perplexity to do it, and it just died on the vine for me. It kind of said, well, you could use this, or you could use this, or you could use this, but it didn't generate anything for me. Could have been my prompt, could have been what I was asking. I wasn't asking it to do anything, like severed head stuff or things like that, which they have those protections on there. I had a really good response with Claude. Claude gave me 3 things to choose from, and then once I chose one, it allowed me to tweak the design the way I wanted to tweak the design. GPT, I'm bouncing between Claude and GPT, so I haven't had much time with GPT to do images. I had used them before in the past for images, so now that they've announced this as a separate Images 2.0, probably better quality than what I got. It generated 2.1, if you want to call it that, or excuse me, 1.0, generated a lot of stuff like, don't you know what I'm asking you to do? And Jill, I noticed from her post today that she's had a lot more effects, better effects with it than I have.
Tell us, Jill.
Well, I started podcasting and going on YouTube, and I didn't know what I was doing with thumbnails, and I fought with ChatGPT all the time. Can you not make it like this? Can you take out the glowies? Can you put in a little bit more color? No, not that many color. It just was unusable, and this new one is fantastic. I get exactly what I want almost the very first time, and so I spent the last couple of nights I'm going to redo all my thumbnails for all my videos, and it's much sharper. It's exactly what I want. It has the ability to mix and match like a realistic image with infographic images. So it can do multiple styles of graphics in the same piece, and so it's really good right now. I like Claude's, but you can tell it uses a lot of tokens, and even on the Pro, you're only going to get so many graphics from it on a given day because you run out of tokens and then you have to wait till the next day or whatever. So ChatGPT's new graphic engine is fantastic.
Yeah, I got to get some more into playing with it because I'm pretty much been using ChatGPT, but I'm across the board on everything, including that Copilot thing. But that's forced because of work. So, well now and then Copilot does now have Claude built into it. They Sonnet is part of the Claude in Copilot, but I didn't try it too much, but we'll be interested to see what it does. But yeah, this is great. The other interesting thing I saw this is its upgrades. Has anybody used Codex with a ChatGPT? This is for coding. And they announced a new release of GPT 5.5 for ChatGPT, but they also have an upgrade to the ChatGPT and Codex. It's coding. A coworker of mine we were talking about today, I found it interesting is that he's been doing a little bit of coding with it, and he can't use it at work, of course, because ChatGPT is the law. I'm sorry, Copilot is the law, but yeah, it does a lot of amazing with that too. I don't know, Marty, if you tried this at all with Codex?
One of the projects I want to do is I want to try and do some vibe coding.
Yeah.
And it's been sitting there in front of me on Claude, because Claude has a coworker. It also has an option to switch into vibe coding. And then to hear GPT announcing their own, it's like, okay, I mean, this is where
just can't keep up.
AIs are going. They're looking for side hustles that they can do to pull people into their product.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I haven't tried it, but I keep telling myself this is the next thing I want to play with, just to see if I can do anything with it.
Just like what Claude does.
As an update, Dave, I did look to see what it can do, and a lot of it is coding, but it also looks like the beginning of workflow automation, which means that it could start becoming agentic, where it looks at a file and does rename all the file. Like I have a file of knitting programs. or thing. Look at what it is, and then rename the file so I know it's mittens. So I can see what it is. And that is this. This will have that step to start doing agentic AI, which is my new focus.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that because that's what we also talked about today. That his automation, because you're working in the world of PowerShell, you in the Windows, and you're working at, because you can use PowerShell on the Mac, of course, too, as well. But this would make it easier, but of course, can't use it unless you just create something on the side, of course. So yeah, it's interesting, to say the least, with that. So go ahead, Ben.
We're pretty much at the beginning of a future where vibe coding is going to be kind of the norm for a lot of things. I mean, image generation, people are making actual apps who have absolutely zero, experience with C++, Swift, etc.
Yep. But
I was going to say, what's interesting about it is if you watch Claude and the agentic AI, I don't know how to code except for like Pascal, which was like 1980s coding, right? And what it's able to do is sometimes I ask Claude to do a task and it says, okay, writing an application to do this task and now destroying it. So code is just so loosey-goosey now. We can just create it, have Claude run it to do whatever it is you asked it to do and have it combust it because it can just make it again later.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yep. So anyway, that's In Touch with AI this week. And all the stories at once there. But let's go on to one last thing here, a topic. This was interesting. I found this today as we record. A full Apple ecosystem now costs less than a MacBook Pro. Apple's entire entry-level product lineup now costs less than a single 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M5 Pro chip. So the list of products they added the pricing up to here was the iPhone 17e, the MacBook Neo, iPad 11th generation, Magic Keyboard Folio, Apple Pencil, the USB-C version. Gag me, I would never use that. The Apple Watch SE3, the AirPods 4, the Apple TV 4K, HomePod Mini, and AirTag, the AirTag, yes. That total comes out to $25.10, which is, you saved $189, but look at all the items you get, right? Well, I don't know. I think a lot of us users here are probably not going to be wanting beyond the MacBook Neo, because we love the MacBook Neo, but I don't know if we would do this. Eric, what do you think? Would you buy all this to just think you could save money by having everything in the Apple ecosystem?
Well, realistically, a lot of people where this would work already have one or two of these things. Right. So if they've been running off of a phone, maybe they update their phone. They already had an iPad. They already, have a watch.
Right.
So they get a Neo and maybe AirPods. And then if they're going to travel or something, maybe they add an AirTag. So you don't have to even do it all at once, but you can go from just being on the edge of the Apple ecosystem to right smack dab in the middle of it really quickly. I don't see everybody running out and getting a HomePod Mini necessarily right away, or even an Apple TV right away. But yeah, it's certainly adding and having 3 or 4 items without question.
Yeah.
Or being able to afford a Vision Pro.
No, there's that.
Well, you're $1,000 off with the Vision Pro.
Well, what about you?
Yeah, you could upgrade some of those and still be under a Vision Pro.
Right.
Go ahead, Ben.
I mean, I was talking earlier during the Johnny Surgery piece about how Apple Silicon has changed everything.
Yep.
And this is it in practice. All those old talking points about Apple being too expensive, the Apple tax, you can't afford Apple. Well, those no longer apply because you can get a very good iPhone and a very good laptop for not a whole lot of money anymore.
Yeah. And the article goes on to say that the the let's for the example, the 17E uses the same A19 chip and 48 megapixel main camera as the 799 iPhone 17. So it basically uses the same thing, but you just get a little advanced with the second lens on the 17. And of course, we compared this was seemed implausible 2 years ago when the cheapest Mac laptop was, $1,000. Now you got the MacBook Neo at $599, and Marty and Eric and I are doing the Neo notebook, and we love our Mac Neos. I pulled it out today at work, and I was like, God, this thing is nice, and it impresses me every day what its performance, what it can do, and I can just pull it out. It's so light. I'm showing it to a coworker today. I said to her that this is something that you should consider. I mean, because most people, all I need is check email and go on the internet, and don't do crazy power stuff like some of us do. So it is feasible. I mean, this is kind of unheard of, the way Apple's gone all these years of things being is pretty pricey, and the reputation of it's the luxury product.
Yeah.
It's not like that much anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They still kept that quality too.
And that too. Right. Apple would never sell a crappy product, honestly.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think this is Grandma and Grandpa's back to school special. I was giving a presentation yesterday on the Neo, and I said, you can get the kid a Neo, you can get the kid an iPhone 17e, and you can get them an iPad, and you're still $1,550 in terms of cost. And if they have an educational discount, you save a little more. You drop down $100 at least on the Neo. So this is not just a list of cheap devices. They're well-built devices and they're well-performing devices, but it is a whole suite of devices that are made for that back-to-school or first-time-to-college kind of experience.
Yep. So I
was even talking to my friend about how I'm going to retire. I can see it on the horizon. And I said, it's great for me. Apple's great for me now, but I don't know what I'm going to be able to do when I retire. And now I'm like, okay, great. Regardless of what situation I'm in, I can stay in Apple. And I think that's what's great for me.
Yep. So that was fascinating to I didn't even think of reviewing something like this. So it's definitely look different than it's been with Apple for over the years. So another reason why they've done really well with a lot of this stuff. So even with the Witherbucket said, although everyone wants a Neo, he is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some of the news stories this week. Google, they confirm that Gemini-powered S-Lady is coming later this year. Google today commented, this was yesterday as we record, its partnership with Apple, confirming that Gemini will power a new, more personalized version of the S-Lady that is set to be released later in 2026. I won't hold my breath. Good Google Cloud chief Thomas Kurian mentioned the Apple partnership during Google Cloud Next 2026 that was in Vegas this past week. And then he said earlier this year, a monumental partnership with one of the most iconic brands that will bring the power of our technology to the users everywhere around the world. We collaborate with Apple as their preferred cloud provider to develop the next generation Apple Foundation models based on Gemini technology. Woo, some buzzwords there. These models will be more will power more future Apple Intelligence features, including a more personalized S-Lady later this year. And he goes on, doesn't provide any new information because it's been delayed, and all the rumors that have been out about the Apple Intelligence, the blunders. I guess it's good to hear. I'm not overly excited that Google's getting involved, but maybe it'll be good. What do you think, Marty?
Apple and Google have been dancing for about a year now in terms of support with AI and using servers and such like that.
Right.
So I'm not surprised that they're now kind of tit for tat.
Right.
We're going to be using your servers and helping us with our AI, and they're going to get help by their connection with Siri. So
Absolutely.
doesn't surprise.
How about you, Ben?
Yeah. Hopefully this finally leads to Siri actually working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
But yeah, I am slightly concerned about Google and privacy, but I'm going to put my faith in Apple for now.
For sure. Guy, your thought?
No, I think it's pretty much all been said. We can wait and see what Google is gonna bring to the table that S Lady doesn't already have. And I mean, quite frankly, any improvement would be better than what we have now.
Any.
Jill?
I was just going to say that I wish back in the day I was hoping Apple was going to buy Anthropic. That was my secret hope, and so. But I like how they're sort of giving everybody a piece of the pie. So as much as I don't like Google having a piece of that pie, I guess it makes sense.
Yep. Then Eric?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to depend on what privacy brick walls they have between the data that's coming
This is
in
true.
to the Gemini powered S Lady versus what would be happening if you were just using a Gemini powered AI directly. If Apple follows true to form, everything will be hashed as far as identification going out to Gemini, and it'll come back anonymous. Somebody help me with that stupid word.
Anonymized?
Anonymously.
Thank you. I cannot say that word. I don't know why.
But deep down inside, I kind of wonder if like, okay, they're putting these walls in there. What if, okay, you have Google Gmail on there. Okay, here's Jill at this IP address in this location. Can they resurrect it? Can they reverse? Because they've been able to do that on all sorts of different services. And so I'm like, yeah, they found a way around it, but we'll see.
And Eric?
Google has been working with Apple and trying to emulate some of the privacy examples that Apple put into their servers. Whether they actually do it or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like there's some pretty solid specifications and targets Apple was going for to be able to use some of Google's infrastructure, and it's not the default infrastructure. As well as Google seems to be making some changes even in their regular infrastructure to allow some entities to do things in a slightly more private way.
Yep.
So I'm hopeful. We'll have to see.
Okay. This story was interesting. A new iPhone phishing scam came up, and let me bring this up if it'll let me. Maybe not. We'll just go through this. It's a phishing scam involving email sent from Apple servers. Summary is that the Macworld had reported this on a sophisticated phishing scam where attackers use a legitimate Apple servers to send convincing fake emails to Apple ID at id.apple.com. Scam includes fraudulent purchase alerts directing victims to call fake support numbers where scammers attempt to steal financial information from install remote access software, and users should verify suspicious emails through official channels, avoid calling numbers provided in emails, and install security updates to promptly protect against these evolving threats. This came from a report in Bleeping Computer that this targeted Apple users. The email poses as a alert, and yeah, that's making people do this stuff. And of course explains, like we have to all explain every time, how do you protect yourself from phishing? Why do people fall for this? We don't know. We'll never answer that question. We hear these stories, all of us hear this story every single day, that someone got scammed out of thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars because they got scammed. The thoughts?
Yeah. They literally made a Jason Statham movie about this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, trust nothing.
Oh, what the hell was the name of that movie?
A Beekeeper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I
Others?
I think I think it's also important because there are a lot of people that kind of get started getting caught. It's something comes up and they get worried and they respond to the number and get started, and all of a sudden somebody's doing something on their machine, um, and then they panic and stop and wonder what to do. And in that case, even just rebooting your machine immediately makes a huge difference, because then whoever's rummaging around in your machine
Yeah.
is no longer doing it, and then stop and think, and if you've got somebody else you need to call, then you've got time to call them. But once that process has started, a reboot is a good step.
Yep.
And remember, none of this is happening automatically. There isn't a vulnerability in any of the Apple operating systems that are currently allowing this to happen. It all comes down to social engineering. They try to scare you into contacting them, and they try to scare you into giving access to whatever it is that they want access to. So don't give it to them.
Yeah.
Follow the standard advice that everyone has been given for many, many years now, which is don't call numbers that are given over the internet. Don't allow, if someone doesn't have all of your information and are saying, well, you have to give us that information so that we can verify it's you, it's a scam. So just don't do it, please.
Yep.
My friend got a really sophisticated one where it said that I was trying to share my Gmail calendar with them, and she said it has all these details, and it says that if I don't call, it'll get removed. And I'm like, dude, I don't use Gmail calendars. You're fine.
And if
gives me an
Microsoft will take Windows off your Mac, you are definitely being scammed.
Yeah, this gives me an opportunity to ask Dave, did you get those Apple gift cards that I had to send to you because you needed them in a form of payment?
Oh, no, I missed that. Dang it. No. And I wouldn't.
Well, Marty, you should have known, since it was addressed going to someone in the Philippines.
Or was it?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. This is a good one from Wither Bucket. He says all security PSAs should be Jason Statham movies. He's a funny guy. So let's talk a little more about a few other stories here before we wrap up. Apple removes the old Pages, Numbers, and Keynote apps from the Mac App Store because, summary, Creative Studio. They want everybody to move over to Creative Studio, and they want you to pay for it, right? Well, basically what's happening is if you already have, I don't even have to read this, I already know. If you already have the old apps and they're on your machine, and if you quote unquote purchase them, which you didn't, you can keep them on your machine and you continue to use them. It's going to continue to warn you, hey, you should upgrade to this, to the Creative Suite, Creative Studio. So they're still there technically, but just as a PSA.
They'll keep being updated as well.
They just won't be updated, but the Creative Studio ones will be updated. You just won't have access to any of the advanced features that is included in Creative Studio. I've been using the Creative Studio versions of them, and it's fine. I'm paying for a trial subscription right now. I'm sure many of you are. They've done some good things with it, and I like the fact you can also get Pixmail, you can Pixelmator, and Logic Pro, and Final Cut Pro is included with it, but I already had a license for the old Final Cut Pro, which they're maintaining both, and it's not really changing. Because you pay $300. I paid $300 for Final Cut Pro. I don't want to pay more for it, but if I do go with Creative Studio, I think Apple's making it reasonable. Again, another subscription, of course. Who's going to be all in and wanting to get a subscription with this Creative Studio?
Wanting to? No. Have it? Yes.
So you're just using the free version?
No, I'm using the paid version.
Oh, you got the trial.
Begrudgingly.
Okay.
I don't need Logic Pro because I use Hindenburg. I don't need Final Cut because I use CapCut. I already have the other three, Pages, Keynotes, and Numbers
the old version
from the old days. And Apple will keep updating them as far as, even to the newer versions without me having to do anything. So unless I suddenly need the two big programs, that is the selling point. And and that's not to say that this isn't a fantastic deal, because it is. But I just don't need it. So why spend the extra money that I don't need to spend?
Well, you don't have to spend it. You can go with those versions that'll be just like those old versions are, and just stop using the old ones and just use the new ones and get the same thing that you'll get with the old ones. So,
right.
Anybody else, Marty? You're gonna pay for this. Come on, let's face it.
I've already paid for it. $29 a year with an educational license. Are you kidding me?
I wish I could get that.
Yeah, I already paid for it. And then I did have a bundle, educational versions of the Final Cut Pro and also Logic, and I forget what the third one was, but I had that as an educational bundle. It's like you buy all three of them for $300, and they will upgrade and stuff like that.
Right.
What?
Wasn't it Motion? Wasn't that the third?
Yeah, it was
Motion.
Motion. Yeah, it was the third
compressor.
And so, from an educational deal, that was a great deal, and I bought it a few years back. But I understand that although they're honoring full license, they're not honoring the educational stuff anymore in terms of upgrade, because hell, you can get all three of those for $29 a year. So they're moving people. There's no sense in paying $300 for three pieces of software when you can get it subscription with an educational discount at that amount. So I'm on them. And
$300 will be three.
I can place them on. It seems as if I can place them on as many machines as I want, which is different than the old educational bundle, which was limiting you to one machine, one laptop.
Yep. So
and if you wanted to use Final Cut on the iPad, you already had to pay for a subscription. So this actually is one case where you come out ahead.
Right. Yeah. You had to pay separate. So go check it out. It can't hurt. You can get a free trial and at least try it out. See if you like what they're offering. If not, but Apple's still going to give us some free versions for what most people basically need. A couple more before we wrap here. This was an OS X Daily. This was last month, but I thought this would be pertinent to mention it. I don't think we talked about this before. It's a PSA. Automatic software updates enable itself in Mac OS Tahoe 26.4 and iOS 26.4. If you're the type of Mac, iPhone, or iPad user who likes to upgrade their operating systems manually, you want to pay attention to this, because the devices that you have installed the latest versions, 26.4 across the board here, software updates, because installing those updates will enable automatic updates for your system software. So if you're just breezing through the post-update screens like many of us do, it's easy to overlook. And there's a discrete option to choose only download automatically as you go through the setup screens. And it's a small font and it's out of the way and you can't see it. So I guess Apple is really wanting you to do this automatic update. Well, you can turn it off, of course. In iOS, you can go to Settings, in Settings app on the iPhone or the iPad, go to General, go to Software Update, and then tap the automatic updates. There's toggle settings off on both automatic install and automatic download, including system files if you want to turn it off, but you got to go dig deep and find it. Same thing with the Mac OS. You can go in and go into the Apple menu, go to System Settings, open General, and go to that Software Update. Click the tiny I button against automatic updates, and then it brings up the automatic stuff we can toggle off. I guess keep these on, but sometimes Apple doesn't force update it right away, so I'm fine. I think we're all here where we probably we always update our software pretty much right away. Somebody like our friend Chuck Joyner doesn't like to upgrade his Mac OS that right away, so I think he would want to make sure this is turned off for especially production device machines.
I like sneaking into his house and doing an update without him knowing it to the betas.
That would be mean.
It would.
So Anybody have any comments? You guys are all updating, I assume.
Yeah.
We're
There's nothing like spending that extra time tapping your foot waiting for the update to happen. So when it happens automatically, it's like, what fun is that?
exactly. And finally, news story here. Does anybody here use Apple Invites? I played with it, but I haven't used it in quite a while. It did add 7 new features, including an iMessage app. So Apple, this second new version has been, it has its second new version in as many months, adding 7 new features. One key highlight is iMessage app, sharing invitations without leaving the Messages app. So you got the full release. They give you image playground themes that are available. You got hosts can now manually edit the guest list and update guest responses. It's a new invites message app to quickly send messages. It's all events view in the dashboard, helps you navigate through your upcoming and past events. Hosts can now share or download image of their invite card for easily sharing in social. And Apple Music shared playlists is now offering personalized lists or suggestions based on your listening history. So, I guess unless you use this isn't going to be any way. So, like I said, nobody here uses the Apple Invites app.
I tried it and couldn't really find a use for it afterwards.
Yep. Well, it's got to be better than
Nobody
those.
came to my party the first time
man.
I used it. So
You didn't even
Well,
invite
I
me.
went to your In Touch with Vision Pro party.
Yes,
you
you
did.
did actually,
Yeah.
and it's Vision Profiles.
Yes. I knew that. I was testing everyone.
Sure you were. So, with that, let's before we wrap up here, I want to talk about MacStock, MacStockConference.com, and it is going to be spectacular. I can't wait to see everybody here. And one of these days, we're going to get you to come, man.
I want to.
I know you do. And this year, especially with Ecamm being being out there and being able to do it, you definitely want to check this out. So it is July 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's the main conference. And got 3 full days of conferences. All of us, most of us here at all, just 3 of us are speaking here that are here this week. Myself, Jill, and Marty are speaking. Marty is going to be hosting a Saturday night tech support extravaganza and be having some fun with that. I'll definitely be active in there to help out and do some fun things. And then Friday night we have David Polk's coming to MacStock,
Nice.
and he's going to speak, as well as he's going to have an evening with David Polk and some of the similar things he did with the Computer History Museum. We watched that for the 50th anniversary with his great book, Apple: The First 50 Years. So really going to be a lot of fun. But then the other bonus part is on July 9th, Ecamm, who has been partnering with MacStock the last couple of years, are going to do a creator camp. In fact, they have a creator camp going on right now. I think it's wrapping up tomorrow in the UK. And they're doing their creative camp out there. They do that for 2 days. Well, they're going to have a summer creative camp, a 1-day event to everything you want to know and learn about Ecamm. And Katie's going to be there, as well as Doc Rock. They're both awesome. So there's a price of admission right there. So you have 2 packages available. You can go just the MacStock event itself for 3 days, or you can add the bundle with Ecamm for that 4th day. But go to MacStockConference.com and check it out. You will not regret it, because it's a heck of a lot of fun. I can't wait to see all of you here. Chuck Joyner is going to be working on getting all of the Road to MacStock videos going here. And it's 76 days left. Jeez, I can't believe it.
Oh,
I can't believe it's going to be only 76 days left here. So
if I start walking now, will I get there in time?
may not.
I got my slide deck done.
Oh,
Slide deck.
I'm jealous. I haven't even started looking at it yet. Here's the website. And again, the theme is Inspire. And then you can watch the video here from earlier in April here of David Pogue and talking about his evening with David Pogue. The other thing they're going to have is Mike was able to source some of his books at a local bookseller, so you'll be able to have his book there to purchase, and he will sign every one of them. So that's kind of fun as well. And here's the passes. So you're definitely going to save some money here, but you could save even more money because if you use the code INTOUCH at checkout, you will not only recognize that you've heard it on In Touch with iOS, you also save $50 off of the admission price. So it's worth it right there as it is. So max.conference.com. Come check us out. We can't wait to see you. And Ben, we're going to get you there somehow, some way. We got to get you, buddy. I'm hoping. So with that, we're going to wrap up. But before we wrap up, I want to find out where everybody can be found. And again, I'll start with Ben. Since you've been so long ago since you've been here, I'm glad you're back. We really appreciate you being here and hope you enjoyed it because I know you did because you missed us. So where can people find you?
Well, this week you can find me at the Jill Dubuque International Film Festival.
And when does that end?
That ends on Saturday with the awards ceremony.
Nice.
And the after party.
There you go.
Otherwise, you can find me now here and Chuck Joyner's Mag Forces Live on occasion.
All right. Great. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Guy Serle, thank you for being here.
Hey.
I think we just published our episode we did together last week on the G-Men show, right?
Yes, that just came out yesterday, Wednesday, as we're speaking now, along with the video. I am finally caught up with all of the videos for the G-Men show that I've just been sitting there saying, oh, let's see, I can either edit this or go and look at YouTube videos.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I'm finally caught up on all of that. So you can find me on the aforementioned G-Men show. Comes out once a week. Unless something horrible has happened, you can reach out to us on either Twaxter or Skies of Blue as Mac Parrot or Vert Shark. And if you go to the Tubes of You, you can find all of the videos, and I'm talking probably close to 800 videos by now, under the name Vert Shark. If you look up Vert Shark on YouTube, you'll see all of the videos that I've posted since, oh God, much longer than I want to remember. And we have a Google Voice number if you would like to leave a comment, and that's 703-828-4677. Thank you.
Eric Bolden, you got out of the car and you made it back home, and glad you were here for us the whole time. Where can people find you? Oh, which bird do you have behind you, by the way? You have another duck.
Yeah, that was a duck from, I think, a couple weeks ago. Didn't get home fast enough to swap in a new one. So I think, what is it, a ringneck?
Ringneck.
Yeah.
It's a bird.
In the future, I will swap out the duck when I'm not trying to make a palatial pen for the peacock. Yeah, I don't know. At any rate, I can be found on Mastodon at EABolden at mas.to. Otherwise, Sundays on the Neo Notebook with all things colorful, I guess. Mondays with Vision Profiles with reality bending news. Tuesdays and Mac Voices Live. Thursdays, of course, here on In Touch with iOS.
Excellent.
So lots of news, lots of friends. Perfect week.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for being here, Eric. Marty Jencius, thank you for your support here and being here each week. We really appreciate it and enjoy having you on all the time. We have so much fun. Where can people find you?
Thanks for having me on, Dave. And since Eric's already done a commercial for a couple of things that I do, I'm going to try and keep it brief. You can find the shows that I do on the podtalk.net. That includes the ones that Eric mentioned and other ones like the Old Mac Gang and involved, of course, here on Thursday nights with Dave on In Touch with iOS, and with Chuck on Tuesdays with Mac Voices, and then Fridays with the Mac Show on the British Tech Network. So check out thepodtalk.net and you'll find other shows of interest, and you can catch me at Jencius on all the socials.
Excellent. Last but certainly not least, Jill McKinley, thank you for being here. Where can people find you?
You can find everything I do at jillfromthenorthwoods.com. I have a brand new podcast and YouTube channel about small steps with AI, just talking about not programming, but just what can you do day in and day out to use AI to make your life better.
Excellent. I'll go listen to her and watch her shows. They're great.
What's it called?
Small Steps with AI.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. With that, let's go ahead and wrap up for this week. Please send your comments, questions, suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can also follow us on Blue Sky and Mastodon at In Touch with iOS. Sports Show, buy me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We'd really appreciate it. You can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/intouchwithios. We have 2 tiers available to support the show. We appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe when you're notified when we're live streaming, which is Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/intouchwithios. Thank you, Cletus, for making it today. We missed you. Glad you're back. And Wither Bucket, always a pleasure having you on. You always give us some great comments. And you could be here live with us too. So come join us. And you're able to watch the past live streams and listen to past shows. You can subscribe to our show on your favorite podcatcher, including Pocket Casts, Overcast, or even Apple Podcasts. Better yet, just go to our website. That's intouchwithios.com. All the ways to listen to us are there on that site. So, I am Dave Ginsburg, and you can find me on many podcasts, including the Neo Notebook on Sunday nights with Marty and Eric. Vision Profiles to celebrate 100 episodes. Congratulations, Marty. And Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Mac Voices Live will be back. Can't wait. Just talk to Chuck Joyner. He's heading on his way home. So after NAB, and then Thursdays we record In Touch with iOS. Fridays on the Mac Show on the British Tech Network. I did make an appearance on the Silicon Valley Apple user group, Mac user group this past week. So you can go out and watch that out as well. It's SV Mug on YouTube. So we just they recorded it and it's out there. You can watch it. And I'll also be speaking next week at the Naples Mac user group as well. So to keep making the rounds on the Mac user groups, they're always a lot of fun to do. So, and again, you can find me on Blue Sky Mastodon at DaveG65. And that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. We enjoyed doing it. And until next time, we'll talk again soon.